We're joined now by class of 2024 Arizona State commit Jayden Fortier, the #1 prospect in the 2024 class out of Oregon. Jayden, thanks so much for taking the time this morning, man.
Thank you so much for having me on.
First and foremost, I'm just curious, what stood out to you about Arizona State and Coach Kenny Dillingham?
A lot stuck out to me, even under the previous staff when they were going through their head coaching search and all that stuff with Coach Edwards. And then once I heard Dillingham was the coach, I was super excited. I knew he was going to bring in a great staff. I built a great connection with Coach Mohns. I knew Coach Dillingham when he was at Oregon. I love what he does with his tight ends and just his offense in general. And I know he's going to do big things this year, especially, once my class gets down there too. So.
Was there any hesitation for you when the coaching staff switched? Obviously, you mentioned that you were familiar with Coach Kenny Dillingham at Oregon, but obviously with a completely new staff, a new offense, was there any sort of hesitation?
Not really. I mean, I knew he was going to do big things, and I know he's going to do big things, especially with the type of players he has right now, especially with Jalen Conyers. He's a big time tight end, obviously, most likely going to get drafted after this year. So the numbers that he's going to produce this year is going to be crazy. And then I think with the first full year of recruiting that he actually got, and what he's done with the 24 class already, and what he's going to continue to do is special. And I think a lot more people are going to start buying into that. So there wasn't really hesitation for me. I was ready.
What were those conversations like with Coach Jason Mohns? Obviously, he's in his first season now at the college level.
I mean, since like January, we've been talking almost every week, like multiple times a week. He's a super cool dude. He comes from a high school coaching background. He understands the recruiting process and how hard it can get. And he really just never let me lose any faith and just told me that like I'm the right dude for this spot. And if I want to go here, then we're going to do big things. So I'm excited for it.
You brought up the tight ends that Arizona State has now, right? Obviously, Messiah Swinson, Jalen Conyers, Bryce Pierre. Did you get the chance to talk to any of those guys? And if so, what were those conversations like?
I've talked to Jalen a little bit. I met all of them back in December, or not December, November, when I went up there with the old staff, and they were all super dope and chill. It was after they played Oregon State, and I sat in on that meeting. And even then, I mean, they were getting work in like it was nothing. Even after they lost, they were just ready to bounce back the next week and go attack everything. So I love the energy in that room. And then obviously Jalen, Messiah, Bryce, they're going to do big things this year. So I'm excited to watch.
Absolutely. For Arizona State fans that haven't had the chance to look at your tape, who would you say you compare your game to the most?
Well, I play receiver at my high school, or at least I did last year in junior year. And then I really tried to model my game after Julio Jones. He's been my favorite receiver growing up. He's a big dude, like, 215, 220. He's big. He's tall, 6'3", 6'4", and just the way he moves and his route fluidity, that stood out to me a lot. And so I try to model my game after him. And I mean, he just has that go win mentality. So anytime I see a ball in the air, that's my goal. Just go win.
What do you think you bring to the Arizona State offense that maybe it hasn't had in the past?
I think I just bring a pass catching tight end that not a lot of people have seen. For my size, obviously I'm 6'5", 225. In the way I move better than some receivers, obviously. And you're just going to get a hard worker, a great pass catcher, and willing to do anything it takes to win. So.
Absolutely. Obviously, the football stuff is important, but we like to let the fans get maybe just a little bit of a glimpse as to who you are as a person. So, a couple random questions for you. If you were to host a music festival, who would your 3 headliners be and why?
All right. First of all, I'm going with Drake. Drake's my. I love Drake, and then we'll throw Baby in there too because when they collab, it's like.
It's crazy.
And then I'm trying to decide between like Gunna or Future. I'm gonna go. Gunna's my guy. I like
Okay.
Gunna.
Okay. Maybe Future will come out with Drake. He'll just have him on first weekend or something like that. Okay. My co-host loves to ask the question of what do you think the biggest animal you could kill with a sword would be?
Biggest animal I could kill with a sword. Probably like like big or like tall.
Just big, I guess.
Definitely.
And there is a right answer, apparently. Apparently, there is a right answer to this question.
I feel like it would be like a bear.
A bear? You think you could kill a bear?
With a sword? How big is my sword?
It's a pretty big sword, but like It's a
I think
bear, dog.
I'm taking the bear. I'd say a bear.
Really? Wow. That's the confidence, man. That's the confidence of a number one prospect right there.
Yeah.
Jayden, before we get you out of here, do you have a message to Sun Devil Nation?
I mean, I'm super excited to get down there. Sun Devil Nation, y'all are getting a hard worker, a great dude, and I mean, I'm just gonna give him all once I get down there. I'm working on all the recruiting stuff, trying to get more 24s to buy into this process. So it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
You're a part of the recruiting staff now.
I am. Once you buy in, you're really buying in. So I'm trying to get everyone else to do the same thing.
There you go. Jayden, where can everybody follow you on social media?
My Instagram is Jayden Fortier, JaydenFortier, and then my Twitter is the same thing. TikTok, Jayden Fortier 1, and then yeah, y'all don't need my Snapchat. That's fine.
We're gonna have to get you and Jalen Conyers to do a TikTok collab or something like that.
No doubt, that's my guy. Jalen, if you're watching, bro, I'm super excited for you, and I know you're gonna do big things this year. So,
Awesome, man. Jayden, thanks so much for taking the time, man.
sir, thank you for having me.